Good morning. It is Monday, January 13th, 7:31 a.m. and this is my morning report. It is supposed to be Nigel the Nomad on a podcast, and I try and do it every morning before I properly awaken to another beautiful day in Southern California or wherever I am. I'm who knows where I'll be. Oof. I tried to post earlier. I did all the same things that I did here, except I may have given it a title that they didn't like, and it wouldn't go live. I should try and delete that one. I mean, it was only like just previous to this one, same picture, which was a satellite image, and there was some guy. Okay, I'm going to open something on another screen because I can, and I'll put it over there. I sent some images from YouTube that were from a person who is, I mean, he may sincerely believe, because I don't know. I mean, anyway, it was a video from a person who was reporting on the fires being out. It says the fires are out, comma, now the hard part. You see, you're out of the danger zone of fear and all your things are gone. Now it's the hard part, retraining you. Oh, was that a memory wipe? And all of the imagery was from the European Space Agency, which is all computer images. I mean, they're computerized images of maps of, I mean, I'm sure there's some inner orbit atmospheric satellites taking pictures of everything. I mean, I can see out the window right now. Hey, hi guys. And I'm just up the road from NASA, which alarmingly was completely untouched. And the people are going back to work today, even though it's attached to the city of Altadena, which has been wiped out in a lot of ways. Look, I am a conspiracy theorist in as much as I want to understand the unexplained. My hair's a mess. Understand the unexplained, and look deeper at issues of that seem in some way to bother me. I mean, non-political and non-judgmental, just looking at, well, what if this happened? Well, what if this happened instead of what they're saying happened? Why did anybody notice that? Oh my God, what's that in the sky? So I'm looking, I mean, pardon me for digging. I'm going to look closely at what you tell me is the truth. I'm going to look closely at what you tell me is the truth. Now, I would want you to look closely as what I'm telling you is the truth, okay? Simple. That's not conspiracy theory. That's just using your lens of perception. Somebody asked me the other day, do I believe in the United States of America? Said I've never met her. This idea This very idea that we live on a planet, you know, maybe it's a flat planet, maybe it's a oval planet, maybe it's a round planet, maybe it's a spinning planet, maybe it's a, this idea that we all live on Mother Earth, right? Let's just take that as a concept. We all live on Mother Earth. We come from her, we go back to her. Nobody really dies. We're infinite beings having a human experience. It might be glitching because it's actually a projection from some other faraway, distant planet. Who knows? But accepting the idea that you have a certain responsibility to know things is to have an open mind to infinite possibilities. Now, of course, we have to look at the probability factor, because it's highly unlikely I'm going to sprout wings and fly off through this door. But the point is it a possibility? No, the point is knowing that they're lying to us. I mean, this wonderfully put together set of maps that I just sent to somebody who is also suspicious about the fires that have just happened. They just have a suspicion that they could have been dealt with in a better way. And why did they start and how did they start, right? So these are all things we should be looking at. The video that I've just seen that's being passed around on the interwebs is being used to pacify those that have questions by showing us computer imagery. And the computer imagery is strange. Anyway, so the imagery they use to study us like we are a social experiment, and the commentary and flat delivery is that of a man fully trained in shitty psychology. The European Space Agency is a close partner with NASA. Some of these images, if not all, are computer generated, much like the one I've got as the opening thing to my morning report. It's just an image that is computer generated, and of course it's red and green. And I mean, if you noticed a few years ago, the meteorologists and the weather reports, not the meteorologists themselves, they have to do their job and report in, but then the statistics are manipulated and then they're fed to the weather reporter, who is normally a pretty young thing, male or female, or somebody who looks like a complete boffin. I remember when I was a kid, there was the weather was always given to us by Michael Fish, and a man who looked like some sort of egg-headed boffin, and he always used to make really bad dad jokes. But we had in the UK, we have a changeable weather pattern because we're a tiny island in the middle of a sea. But I digress. A few years ago, the weather reports that used to be like, a little cartoon picture of the sun or a cartoon picture of a cloud with rain or whatever. It was superimposed on a map, and the map was pretty standard. But now it's like red, green, primary colors. It's the weather's going to get you. It's all fear. It's all bollocks. It's all a load of bollocks. It really is a load of bollocks. I know there have been terrible and devastating fires. I know because I know people who live amongst them, who are now currently homeless because their house burnt down. I mean, I know people that are waiting to hear if they can come out of their place of where they're staying to go back to their homes. I mean, And I know there's going to be devastation. There's going to be a process of people grieving. I mean, this is the thing. It's grief. It's truly grief. So they're going to push the fear button for loads of people, and then they're going to go in and brainwash those people into believing, well, this is for the best. And that's, I don't know. I mean, seems to me like there's an awful lot of land that is now got no buildings on it. And to be fair, I mean, I'm going to be a little harsh on my end because I have opinions. Yeah, do I have opinions? Most of these houses were owned by the bank and are still owned by the bank. And the land. See, I know they try and pretend they're zooming out with this satellite imagery, and a certain amount of it's real and then a certain amount of it's overlaid. So they, it's quite clever. But interspersing reality with questionable artificial intelligence. Well, isn't that where we are? I have people I know who work for one of the major corporations that is turning most of their properties over into the digital domain, which is going to be very easy to pluck from to build artificial intelligence models. Film companies that have gone, that were never film, they were never made on film, they were made digitally. And so the digital transfer into AI is very easy, very simple. I'll tell you a little story about a very, 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 very famous actor whose image was used in a very early computer-generated imagery movie. And, he went in, had his image 3D rendered, and then, they put the little markers on him, and he did some actions and but then he wasn't really in the film because he was completely distractions. He was completely digitized, and then they created an image, a three-dimensional image of this very, very famous actor, and did his life from birth to death based on his current imagery that they stole from him. Well, no, he willingly got paid to give them. And there's still a lawsuit that's running because the company, huge company, is claiming they have the rights to that image, which is him from birth to death, because they created it. And he's saying, not without my consent, but he got paid, and I don't think he read the contract. But there's a lawsuit, and it's, what will they give him to shut him up? Shut him up. I don't know. So what is real? What's real is many, probably including myself, are being manipulated by something external that wants us to be subservient to whatever it is. Am I going to be? No. Am I going to keep searching for the truth? Yes. Am I probably going to get banned from social platforms? Probably. Oh gosh, I'm getting spam fear right now. I'm getting lots of, and they're actually using my using my messaging. Whoa. It's everywhere, isn't it? Infiltration. Yuck. All right. So keep on keeping on. I love you. Keeping this short this morning so as it'll post, hopefully. Manchester United won yesterday. Well, as far as I know, I watched it live on television. Scrappy game, scrappy people. But that was pretty good fun to watch. That was a live event that I watched. And I went out for lunch with my beautiful youngest daughter and her boyfriend, and that was fun. Keep doing things that make you happy and don't harm others, and try not to be distracted by these people that wave things and say it's going to be okay, it's over here, look over here, because every time they do that, something's going on over here. Oops. I'm going to stay organic, analog, and real. And if this digitally breaks up, it doesn't mean I'm digital. I'm going to stay completely real. All right. I love you. And I think love is the most powerful thing in the world. I've always said that. I was born with unconditional love. I will leave with unconditional love, my human experience. And I will survive. Oh, no singing. Otherwise, I'll get a copyright strike. I make music and I make art. Try and buy some of my music and art because I need to keep going. And that's not a begging letter. That's just like, if you like it, like it. And if you like it and you can't afford it, share it. That's about the best you can do, really, isn't it? All right. Lots of love to you. All of you out there, look after yourselves. Base yourself in your own beauty and reality. Understand that you are unconditional love, expressing itself as a human experience. Keep going with that. Right, lovely, end stream.